Hi, so this is your Ski Mojo arriving, just opening it up and checking that you've got all the bits that you should have. If you bought it online, it'll probably come in a bag like this. Careful when you open the bag that you don't cut any of the straps, etc. that of the bag that your Ski Mojo comes in. Inside the bag you should have, first of all, your two Ski Mojo legs. There's one, and here's the other one. So that's two Ski Mojo legs, one posture strap, one belt, an instruction booklet, and finally, probably in a different section, will be the boot attachments, which come in a bag like that. So that's everything you should have. A rucksack containing boot attachments, belts, instructions, posture strap, two Ski Mojo leg supports. If you haven't got all of that, something's wrong. Okay, got all the bits of your Ski Mojo. We're now going to do one of the setup steps. First of all, we're setting this up for Rob, who weighs 80 kilos. I look his weight up on this chart, 80 kilos, and he could either have a silver spring on setting 19 or a gold spring on setting 2. I'm going to go for gold on 2. Using the Allen key out of the boot attachment pack, take the Mojo, peel back the neoprene to expose the power adjuster here, and then you use this Allen key like a lever. Now that's one movement, and this is the second movement. That has actually pre-tensioned the spring slightly. That indicator has gone up slightly, and that's now set for Rob's weight. I'll do the same on the other one, and that's the weight setting done. Now we're going to fit the temporary boot attachments, which come in the bag here with the Allen key. Take this out. A good little tip, there are 3 screws here. If you just back those off a couple of turns before you start, it gives you some fine adjustment later if you need it. You don't normally. And those 3 screws, by the way, are what actually bite into the boot and stop the attachment moving about. They don't mark it as such, tiny little scuff mark maybe. And that just hooks over the shell, and you position it so that the edge of that attachment is in line with the middle of the shell. That's about how far out you want that stud to be. Now, the shell here isn't flat at the top, it is twisted, but as long as that's staying roughly in the same line, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so we've got this attachment in position, and we just tighten it up until you feel that that's starting to get a little bit, you can feel the resistance there, that's starting to get harder to do. And maybe one more turn, and you want to flip these cam levers to the outside. Nice satisfying snap. It's locked on well and truly. I'm not going to need to fine adjust this, but if I did, I could just tighten it up a little bit more using those 3 levelling screws. And again, you can use those if the back of the boot's an uneven shape for any reason. But there you go. That's in line with the centre of the boot, so your stud's 2 to 3 centimetres to the outside. Clamp it on to both boots the same. And now we get to the step with setting the posture strap or harness to the correct length for you, or in this case Shemi. And it comes apart, so you can set it, it's Velcro, you peel it off and you set it to the correct length. So I'm just going to ask Shemi to stand up with the strap central. It needs to be set so this part where the Mojo will attach is in line with the outside of her leg where a seam of trousers would be. So that's now at the right setting. Put the other one to the same position. So I believe I've adjusted it to the correct length now, and when I place that just underneath the cheeks, the fittings on the side should be just in line with where the seam of a pair of trousers would be down the outside of the leg. So that's now set for Shemi. So Shemi's just stepping into the harness now. putting it up, doing the buckle up at the front, making sure there are no twists in the elastic. And that's it. Easy. Okay, so now we're actually going to put the Mojos on. We've done the preparatory stuff. So we've got the harness on, we've got the attachments on the boots, we've set the power level to the correct weight. Now we're putting the Mojos on. Quick tip is when dealing with Velcro, always fold it back on itself so it doesn't stick to everything you don't want it to stick to. And the other tip is undo these telescopic rods before you do the fitting, because it's so much easier to move them once they're already extended a little bit. So the first thing to do is attach the lower rod onto the boot attachment, and pull this sleeve back, snap it over the stud and release. And then I want this to be level with Shemi's knee, so I just pull that up until it's alongside there and then lock the telescopic rod to length. I can now do this Velcro strap up around the shin as tight as you can without it being uncomfortable. Do the same with this upper strap. Doesn't have to be tight. And the final bit is setting the upper telescopic rod. So just undo it, slide it into this attachment until it clicks in, and then if it's in the right position, which it should be, just do the clamp up and we're done for that stage. Do the same on the other leg. Right. Like that.
So I'm switching this on, click, click, straightening my legs, 1, 2, now the springs are engaged, I can really feel that. So I even leave it switched on for the drag lift as well. Okay, so now I'm turning them off. Very simple, click, click. Straighten my legs, disengaged. And that's it.
So here at the Snow Centre there isn't a chairlift, but the likelihood on your ski holiday is that you will need to go on the chair. But don't worry, your Ski Mojo is totally adaptable for that as well. Whilst you're in the queue having great banter with those around you, all you need to do is unlock the springs, straighten your legs, and then have a nice little sit. and then a chat, chat, chat all the way up. And there's two options. You can either do up the springs beforehand, straighten them, so that when you come to the top, you extend your legs and you just push up, and they actually helps you. The other option is to come up as per normal, do everything per normal, and then at the top, just load up your springs, just like before, and you're ready to go. If, and this will happen, you do get distracted in the lift queue, there's a hot guy there, you forget to unload your springs, you sit down, and then you panic because this happens. Boom! Just don't worry about it. You can either chill out like that all the way up, you will look a little bit silly, or you can just undo your springs. There you go. No panic, no drama, just relax.